The fact that peace in Northern Ireland has always been incompatible with the kind of Brexit the Brexiteers wanted, people in Northern Ireland, they knew that. That's why they voted against Brexit. The question is, why didn't people in England know that? Well, you would think that Theresa Villiers, as Secretary of State for Northern Ireland in 2016, would be the best place to go for accurate information about how leaving the EU would affect Northern Ireland, right?
There is no reason why we have to change our border arrangements in the event of a Brexit, because they've been broadly consistent in the 100 years since the creation of Ireland as a separate state.
Do you understand how insane what she just said is? 3,600 people were killed during the Troubles, what was effectively a civil war over borders, whether or not Northern Ireland is part of the Republic of Ireland or part of the UK. That violence only more or less came to an end in 1998 with the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, and Theresa Villiers is out here saying, yeah, didn't happen. So no wonder people in England didn't fully realise the damage Brexit would do to Northern Ireland when we had our top Northern Ireland minister saying everything would be fine. And spoiler alert, it hasn't been. And I'm not standing here as somebody who had perfect understanding of Northern Ireland in 2016. I didn't. Because history education on this side of the Irish Sea is shit, our ignorance of the history of the island of Ireland is shameful. I had to educate myself in 2018 by going to Northern Ireland, learning about its history, which allowed me to school Theresa Villiers on the BBC.
I've been to Belfast, I've been to the border regions. They are not saying this is blown out of proportion. Quite simply, they are terrified. I mean, you're part of an European research group that has Andrew Bridgen, who recently says that English people have the automatic right to Irish passports. You've said in the past that the border situation in Northern Ireland has been broadly consistent for the past 100 years, whereas in fact we had the Good Friday Agreement, which has massively changed things. People are trying to make this seem to be some little issue, that it's just some tool that Remainers are using to cause problems. But no, the people of Northern Ireland voted against Brexit because they know it is a disaster for Northern Ireland. Quite simply, if we start importing products which do not meet the standards of the EU, to protect its own citizens, the EU must check products that cross between the two. Now that means a border, and that violates the Good Friday Agreement. That Good Friday Agreement was made between EU members.
Now here we are, 5 years later, and Parliament is about to go into yet another fight about Brexit in Northern Ireland.